So finally, we've gotten a glimpse of Mephisto. Ever since WandaVision, there have been so many theories about this character that fans are now tired of even hearing his name. Now the right time has come to discuss this topic, because this character is important, as he is connected to the origin story of the biggest villain of the Multiverse Saga, Dr. Doom. But at last, Mephisto has been revealed in the Ironheart series, where the ruler of hell is being played by Sacha Baron Cohen. So, who exactly is Mephisto? What is his origin? What are the sources of his powers? And the biggest question, is he a devil or a character like DC's Lucifer? So, without any delay, let's get started. First, we'll begin with a few simple clarifications, like, is Mephisto the ruler of hell? The straight answer is yes. Mephisto is the ruler of hell. Meaning, the hell Mephisto resides in is a separate dimension which he himself has named hell. Don't confuse it with the Christian concept of hell. So Mephisto basically rules a dimension named hell. Now the second question, is Mephisto the Satan or a devil or like Lucifer? The simple answer is, absolutely not. Mephisto is not the mythological devil. In fact, Mephisto isn't even a fallen angel. Mephisto is a completely separate entity that came into existence like a demon. His actions may resemble that of the devil, but he doesn't belong to that concept. So after these two clarifications, let me tell you what Mephisto actually is. This dates back to a time when nothing existed in the entire cosmos. At that time, there was a primordial entity known as Nemesis, and that era was called the First Cosmos. Currently, the Marvel Comics universe is in the 8th Cosmos. I've already made a video on the topic of the cosmos. If you'd like, you can click this button to watch it. It's a very interesting video. Now, after existing for a long time and getting bored, Nemesis used her tremendous power to create something. Since she was a neutral entity, she didn't decide to make her creation good or evil. As a result, that creation chose to become evil on its own. That creation was Mephisto and other beings of his race. When Nemesis saw how evil her creation had become, she was heartbroken. She used her power to completely destroy Mephisto and his race. Then she used her powers to end her own existence. After Nemesis was gone, fragments of her power took the form of the Infinity Gems. And in this new cosmos, Mephisto and his demon race were reborn. But since Nemesis had once rejected them, the Infinity Gems would never accept Mephisto, and that's why Mephisto can never track the Infinity Gems. This origin of Mephisto is considered the most descriptive one so far. Otherwise, Marvel Comics never wanted to give Mephisto a standalone origin. This origin story was told by Mephisto himself to Thanos in Silver Surfer Volume 3, Issue 45. So now you understand. Mephisto basically belongs to a cosmic race that looks like demons, which means Mephisto has existed since a time when humans hadn't even conceived the idea of hell. Now that we've understood Mephisto's past, it's time to talk about his obsession with Earth. Like many other villains in Marvel Comics, Mephisto is obsessed with Earth, and there's a very interesting explanation behind it. In the comic where Mephisto was first introduced, he himself told Silver Surfer about his grand plan. Mephisto is an entity that feeds on evil and negativity, and becomes more powerful through it. That's why he finds humans extremely fascinating. Mephisto is always fascinated by the idea that humans have such a strong nature to commit evil that they tend to lean more towards bad than good. Mephisto powers himself with this evil nature. He wants to corrupt humans more and more, so they commit even more evil acts, making Mephisto stronger and stronger, until he can finally conquer the entire dimension of Earth. And this is the main reason Mephisto takes on the appearance of a devil and names his dimension Hell, so humans perceive him as Satan. Now let's talk about his powers. Since Mephisto gets his powers from evil and negativity, then who are his enemies? This question was also answered by Mephisto himself in Silver Surfer Issue 3, where when Mephisto sees Silver Surfer, he senses that he is courageous and his heart is pure. This infuriates Mephisto to the point where he sets out to kill Silver Surfer. This tells us that Mephisto has immense hatred for good and pure-hearted people. He believes that as long as such people exist, his dream of complete dominance will never come true. That's why he either kills such pure-hearted people, or tries to corrupt them through tempting deals and schemes. But now the question is, Mephisto is appearing in Phase 6, where powers are already off the charts. So how will Mephisto survive? For those who don't know, let me tell you. Mephisto has been the king of hell, or Hell Lord, for millions of years, and Mephisto is at least powerful enough that he once enslaved the unbound Ghost Rider, i.e., the true spirit of vengeance, Zarathos, for thousands of years. Of course, having existed since the time of creation, Mephisto has millennia of experience. And when he is in his own realm, he is as powerful as Galactus. He can fight Galactus to a stalemate, In his realm, he is the supreme master of reality. He can warp reality at any level. He is a master of magic. On top of that, he is immortal. And his greatest power is his ability to manipulate souls. So Mephisto can never be considered a weak character. But now the most important question: how can Mephisto be the future of the MCU? Well, Mephisto is one of those characters whose story is tied to many important characters, including Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, and Ghost Rider. Doctor Doom's origin story is linked with Mephisto. Doctor Doom, i.e. Victor Von Doom, was the son of a doctor and a witch. He belonged to the Romani tribe. His tribe came from Latveria and was on the run from their own country's Baron. One day, his mother made a deal with Mephisto and obtained powers. With her new powers, she began killing the Baron's soldiers in Latveria. But then she realized that in exchange for these powers, Mephisto had destroyed all the children of that village. Victor's mother couldn't bear this and stopped, only to be captured and killed by the villagers. But even then, Mephisto didn't stop. He captured her soul and kept it in eternal torment. After becoming the king of Latveria, Victor used the dark arts to summon Mephisto and made a deal with him to win back his mother's soul. Mephisto agreed, on the condition that every year he would give Victor one chance. And with every failure, Victor's people would hate him more and more. Doom agreed. This story is part of Doom's origin, and to learn more about it in detail, I recommend checking out my video, Who is Doctor Doom? It was because of this story that the dynamic between Doctor Strange and Mephisto also began, when Strange helped Doom try to retrieve his mother's soul. This story can be found in Doctor Strange, Triumph and Torment, where Doom trades Strange's soul in exchange for his mother's. But when his mother sees Victor, she gets angry, because her last wish was that Victor should never get involved in the mystic arts. Still, Doom and Strange trick Mephisto and escape from his realm. And who doesn't know the story between Mephisto and Ghost Rider? Ghost Rider, whose real name is Johnny Blaze, makes a deal with Mephisto. But at the end of that deal, Mephisto bonds Johnny with the spirit of vengeance, Zarathos. And now, with news that Marvel has begun work on the Midnight Suns project, it points toward Mephisto playing a major role in the future. The leader of the Midnight Suns team is going to be Ghost Rider, which means the rivalry between Mephisto and Ghost Rider will come to the forefront again. If the MCU also decides to show Doom's story, that storyline could turn into a very emotional and powerful standalone Doom movie. So simply put, Mephisto entering the MCU is a huge deal, hinting at a very promising future for Marvel. But what do you think about Mephisto's appearance in Ironheart? Would you like to see him in Avengers Doomsday? Let's talk about it in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video.